And Dana, also via YouTube about the episode 4.5 Critics.
4.5 Critics?
4.5 Critics? What the fuck? I'm sure we have more than 4.5 critics, Dana.
Welcome aboard. You've just stepped into Damn It, Jim, the podcast. My name is Dana Smith, and I'm tasked with the difficult job of steering this ship through another discussion on the relatively new show, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. With me, as always, our Rear Admiral of Perceptive Playfulness, Dan Calzaretta. Good evening, Dan.
Dana, I think I survived Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure.
Do you have to go out and get like new pants or anything that, the next size up or anything like that?
No, I'm just not wearing pants.
So glad I can always see you from like the shoulders up. So
yeah, I think I did put on a few pounds of mostly beer weight. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I ate well because my wife's a great cook. I'm still eating well. We had a really nice time getting together with family and friends, and just it's hard to pull away from the food when it's all just laid out there for you.
In our last episode, you talked about being in training, right?
Yeah.
So you could expand your stomach. Did it work?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, no, I thought it did. And so I kept shoveling food in, but then I felt miserable when I got home, so it was that last piece of pie.
It's always the last piece that gets you, It's not like the 12 pieces before or the huge bowl of stuffing or mashed potatoes and gravy, half of the turkey carcass. It's none of that. It's just that last piece of pie. That's what does it.
And you were hosting Thanksgiving, and so it turned out well for you?
Yeah, it was great. I only made one turkey this year because we only had 10 people, but I did rub my turkey and then inject it.
Dare I ask what you injected it with?
A couple of years ago, I got this huge needle thing, and, you make like an injection. This one was out of butter and some herbs and some vegetable broth, I think, something like that. And you inject the turkey all over. The thing is, after you've injected a few times, if you don't cover up the latest hole you injected, it just squirts out all over the place and it makes a mess. Anyway, but the turkey was so good this year. I mean, everyone thought it was maybe the best one so far.
Wow. So you got to cover up the hole that you injected before. You put a Band-Aid over it or what?
Yeah, the turkey looked like it had been, in a car accident. But anyway, no problems. It was great. Our last guest, one of my sons, left today. And so now it's just kind of like the letdown after it's all done,
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, so this podcast is going to be a real bummer. Just a real bummer on my part.
Wow, way to encourage the listeners.
Yeah, just turn it off now. Yeah, just turn it off. But Dana, you have some huge news, don't you?
Yeah, today at work, announced my retirement.
Wow, that is crazy. Fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah.
Did a big cheer go up where people like, yes, finally, this guy's leaving?
There was something like that. There was, some people with kind of couldn't believe, their jaws kind of dropped a little bit and thought, geez, I was hoping he was going to die here, and stuff like that. So.
And we could still kill him if we get it done in the next 2 weeks.
But a couple of people said nice things about me, and I made a little speech. So my day job will be done in 2 weeks, and then I will be able to devote more time to the Damn It Jim podcast.
Well, congratulations, Dana. That's so awesome.
19 years with the company.
And they're still open. That's the crazy part. I can't believe that.
I didn't tank them at all. So.
Well, good. Good for you. That's awesome.
It's one of those things that's kind of exciting, kind of a little bit scary at the same time. So you've been through it.
Yeah, good for you. Well, it was not scary for me at all. I've enjoyed every freaking minute of retirement. It's been great.
Sounds like you're going back to work because you said I've enjoyed every minute.
No. But I do teach a beer appreciation class through Walla Walla Community College. Yep, it starts on January 8th. If anyone wants to sign up, wwcc.edu. Continuing Education Department. The class is called The Wonderful World of Beer.
Wow.
So a shameless plug for me. Do I have to pay you for that? I don't know. How does that work?
That's an ad. So you know what our ad rates are. So please send that over.
Okay.
And now we'll get on with the episode, as it were. We should start with listener comments.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dan, do you have anything for this week?
I do. Dana, our good friend Robert from Nevada, he emailed us and said, guys, it was interesting to see just how everyone's personalities changed when they were vulcanized. So extreme. And then via YouTube, we heard from loyal listener Joey Corson about 4.5 Vulcans. He said, this was a fun episode. This is a general observation and not a critique, but the show seems to be moving further from canon. Is he talking about us? He wants us closer to the canon? Is that what he's saying? Make the shot easier?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Anyway, he continues, love the camaraderie you guys have. It makes this podcast a standout. And Dana, also via YouTube about the episode 4.5 Critics.
4.5 Critics?
4.5 Critics? What the fuck? I'm sure we have more than 4.5 critics, Dana. Dana, also via YouTube, we received a message from listener Annoying Critic. They said about the episode 4.5 Vulcans, this episode really split the fan base. While some thought it was funny, others, like Jesse Gender, thought it was racist. Some fans thought it was demeaning to use the term half to describe people of mixed race. I mean, it's good to get like a different perspective and to see this episode through another lens. I mean, I can kind of see some of that, Dana. Dana, we also received a few phone calls. Let's hear from Ed Darlow about the episode 4.5 Vulcans.
So now Spock is only half of a Vulcan. That's terrible. I'm sorry, that ruined the whole episode for me. However, listening to what you guys had to say made it go up. So in my mind, that episode was a 3 out of 10. By the time I got done listening to you guys, it made it up to 5 out of 10. So you made it better. You definitely need to be part of the writing team. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow, Dana, Ed actually thinks the episode is better because of us.
We try. We try to lift everything up, Dan.
I'm having a hard time lifting myself out of the chair after Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure about that. All right, Dana, that's all I have for this week. How about you?
Got a few comments on Facebook, again, about 4.5 Vulcans. Peter Ling said, seeing La'an turn into Khan, so to speak, was pretty cool. David Wright on Facebook wrote, of course, Vulcans are not jerks, although writers have written them that way as a cheap contrivance, but Spock, Sarek, and Surak were by no means jerks.
I don't know. They could be jerks at times.
So our good friend Roxy Ray said, yes, we are thankful for a new podcast. So thank you, Roxy.
Yeah, thanks, Roxy.
And we did get a message from somebody we haven't heard from before. BB says, if it wasn't for you two making me laugh, I'd never make it through the series. I listened to the podcast, then go watch the episode and see the humor you guys came up with.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think we make the shows better.
Yeah, and the writers know that.
Okay, Dan, that's all I've got for comments. And so want to thank everyone who wrote and or called. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Dan, this is season 3, episode 9, Terrarium.
The penultimate episode.
Yeah, that too. Isn't a terrarium one of those things where you it's like a glass jar and you get things grow inside?
Yeah, you can put like a frog in there or something, but not fish, because that's an aquarium.
Oh, yeah. That's why it didn't work before. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't put the fish in the terrarium, and you can't put the frog in the aquarium unless it has a place to be above the water.
It's like a rock or something it can stand on.
Could be a rock, could be a Damn It Jim rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aquarium, aqua, water, terrarium, terror. That's what it means. To be stuck in a glass cage, it means terror, Dana.
Okay. Well, that gets us off on the right foot then. So we start off with Erica Ortegas' personal log, stardate 2198.7. Enterprise is investigating a peculiar area of uncharted space.
Don't they always, Dana?
Isn't all uncharted space, wouldn't it be peculiar because you've never been there before?
That's a good point.
It says, like stories told by old Earth sailors, this region is legendary for its tales of strange phenomena.
Wait, I thought you said that they didn't know anything about it.
Well, apparently somebody's gone through there and gone, wow, there was strange phenomena.
I told you a friend of mine in college, her dad wrote the Phenomena song.
Yeah.
Piero Emiliani.
So we found a parsec of space with gravity waves so odd, even Spock can't figure it out.
A parsec. I did get a hold of the astronomy professor at Damn It Jim University, and she told me that a parsec is a unit of length used to measure the large distances to astronomical objects outside of our solar system. And it's approximately equal, get this, Dana, to 3.26 light years.
Wow.
Yeah. Or 19.2 trillion miles.
Wow.
Yeah, huge. It's pretty big, Dana. That means it's big. It's pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the science lab, we see her reports that the sensors are coming back with unreliable data.
Of course they are, Dana. Of course they are.
The probes are being tossed around like beach balls.
I hate when beach balls are getting tossed by their probes. Wait, or the other way around. Either way, it's not good to have your balls tossed around usually. Beach balls.
Ortegas says we need an expert pilot in a shuttle manning the manual controls. And Spock says, be mindful, I have never seen this level of gravimetric volatility.
I had some of that after I ate a really spicy bowl of chili once. Oh, it was horrible.
Gravitational disturbance or volatility?
Yeah, I think it was gravimetric, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And Ortega smiles at Spock and says, you're making it sound just more fun. So she starts to exit the science lab and says, now, here's another old pilot saying. She puts up her thumbs and says, let's light this candle.
Yeah, I kind of like that saying. It's cool.
Yeah, that was, did you ever see you've seen The Right Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They said that in there.
One of the astronauts, yeah. I can't remember if it was Cooper or can't remember who that was.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's good, yeah.
So next we see Ortegas is in the shuttle. She hails the Enterprise and says she's lowering the blast shields, and the Archimedes is exiting the shuttle bay.
Archimedes? Wow.
Yeah, I was glad they used, like a different Greek person.
Well, who was Archimedes?
He was an old Greek guy.
Actually, I do know about Archimedes. He was a mathematician.
Weren't they all? What else did they have to do back then? They didn't have phones and stuff, so... Was he the one that said, give me a lever and I will move the world?
Actually, I don't know if he did that, but he also did the whole thing about displacement of water. And he was in a bathtub, apparently, taking his one bath of his life. And he got out of the tub and he saw the water kind of go down. He's like, oh, what is that all about? And then he told people don't take baths. There's some kind of ghost in the bathtub or something.
So I just reached out to our professor of ancient Greek studies, and he said, don't listen to what Dan's saying. Archimedes is the one that says, give me a lever and I will move the world.
There were these two...
Don't do the Taylor story again. You've done it twice before.
Yeah, but I'm going to get it right this time. This guy goes into a Greek tailor and he says, where do I buy a euro? Wait, that's not the joke. God, I love a good euro, though.
They're hard to find, a good euro.
Did Archimedes invent the euro?
No, that was his brother, Euromedes.
All right, I won't tell the Greek tailor joke then, Dana. But now people are going to be asking for it. I'll tell you what, if any Damn It Jim listeners want to know what the Greek tailor joke is, write or call. And if we get someone to do that, then I will tell the joke next week.
Okay, that's fair. So from the bridge, we see they are tracking her, and we go inside the shuttle, and we see Ortegas is trying to pilot the shuttle. It's kind of bouncing around a lot. So then she readies to deploy the buoy.
Dana, I think she deployed David Bowie. I think that's what she was doing, and she was playing that song, Space Oddity, in the background.
That's what caused the next thing to happen, which is like the whole ship goes haywire. They're not used to music like that in the 23rd century.
Exactly. I mean, it was an oldie then. It's an oldie now. I like that song. I think it's a great song.
So after she deploys David Bowie, the ship is rocked and she fights to maintain control.
It was prog rocked, like progressive rock.
We're never getting through this episode. I thought that was very clever, really. Yeah,
Did I ever tell you the joke about the two Greeks? Wait, no, it's not two Greeks. It's a tailor. Did I ever tell you? All right, we got to move. We got to get done with this, Dana, because both of us need to go have 6 or 7 beers, apparently, because we are really needing something.
Suddenly, a wormhole appears.
Whoa.
And we see the Enterprise is rocked as well. And Una says the wormhole is right on top of her. Not her, but meaning Ortegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Doesn't sound good. And on the screen, we see a wormhole. And then it's like a computerized thing that they're looking at. And Ortega's ship is spiraling into it like a turd going down the toilet, Dan. I want to use an analogy that people could just, it would give them a vision.
Well, especially our listeners, Dana. And then they're saying right now, turd going down the toilet. That's these guys every freaking week.
Yes. Wish it was just one. Yeah.
How many episodes have we done now? Yeah, a lot. That's a lot of turds.
So we hear Ortegas as she tries to maintain control. Then she disappears from the screen, and Uhura reports, "I've lost contact with Ortegas. I'm not picking up the transponder." And Una adds, "There's no sign of the shuttle."
Or the turd.
But I heard a big flushing sound. And she's gone.
Oh, no. She's gone, Dana. Uh-oh.
And that's when we go to the credits.
The end credits? That's great. We're done.
No, just the opening credits, Dan. So.
Holy crap, Dana. We are only like 5 minutes into the show?
Yeah. And we're 45 minutes into ours.
And after I edit it, it's only going to be like about 2 minutes because most of the stuff we can't even put in.
2 minutes would be you stretching it quite a bit.
And maybe including the joke about the two Greeks. No, wait, it's not two Greeks. It's one. Well, there are two Greeks in the joke. One's a tailor, you see.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to tell the joke unless someone calls or writes and says, please tell the joke. And then I'll tell the joke.
Yeah, okay. Please don't call.
Dana's going to like go turn off the phone and no one's going to be able to get through. The number you have reached has been disconnected due to bad Greek jokes. Well, it's not a Greek joke, but it has some Greek people in it, you see.
But it's not anti-Greek.
No, it's not. No, we should make that really clear. It is not. No, it is not anti-Greek.
Yeah,
no.
It's not poking fun at them or nothing. So
no, it's actually honoring their Greek heritage. Yeah.
And their tasty euros.
I don't think a euro's in the joke, though. I'm pretty sure it's not.
It could be.
We could try to find a way to work it in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you say like,
Well, don't tell it, because then...
Hey, I got some Euro sauce on this.
Oh, there we go. There. Okay, yeah, you can work it in.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, we'll work it in next week, but only if someone calls and says, please do the joke. And if you happen to be Greek and you call in, that would be even better. Like from Greece, that would be great. And we can see the phone number when you call. So we got to have that area code and the country code that says Greece.
Are you done?
Yeah. And just to make it clear, the joke is completely clean.
Yeah, it is. So we next see the shuttle emerge from the wormhole.
No, I'm not going to say anything. Look, I'm not going to say anything because we got to get through this episode.
We see Ortegas is struggling to maintain control of the ship as she tries to dodge space debris. It looks like she's heading towards a planet. Ortegas is saying nav systems out, helm controls dead, engines not responding, computer informs her primary systems failing.
Yeah, I don't think we needed the computer to confirm that, but okay, thanks for saying it.
Ortegas says sensors are barely functioning. She says they're telling me I'm caught in the gravity well of a gas giant that's dead ahead. And we see this big, huge gas giant in front of her.
Yeah, I hate it when you get stuck in a gas giant, you know?
You do not want to be behind me when
Maybe she's got like, instead of photon torpedoes, they could be Beano torpedoes.
Oh, there you go.
Just shoot a bunch of Beano into that gas giant, dissipate the gas. Might be a nice planet down there.
She says, Enterprise, this is the Archimedes. Can you read me? Then she says, what the hell am I doing? I'm on the other side of a freaking wormhole.
And Uhura gets back. Hey, did I ever tell you the joke about the two Greek... Wait, there's one Greek guy. Ortegas, hold on. Let me look up the joke again.
She sends out a distress signal just before the ship crashes. So that everything goes black and we see her waking up. And she gets up and there's like a small fire going and she uses a fire extinguisher, puts it out. But then she digs into what was on fire and it appears to be her survival supplies.
But yeah, it was all her like food that had burned up. Everything gone. Yeah, toilet paper, everything that you need to survive.
So she goes to the computer and she drops a personal log. I think she would have dropped a couple on the way down. And she says, "Stardate unknown. I've crashed. Who knows where? Life support on batteries, but I'm alive." She goes, "So that's a win."
Well,
So then she pulls small components from the ship and she starts building something. We can't tell what it is she's building. And then she's piecing them together. And when she's finished, she calls it a water condenser. I mean, a water condenser doesn't just make water out of air?
yeah, because there's moisture in the air. I mean, the air is never completely dry. Yeah.
Even on a strange moon, planet, whatever it is she's on?
I would say especially, yeah.
Well, I was thinking, people can filter their urine to make drinkable water. I thought that's what she was going to say.
Or just drink it. I mean, I think you could, like, if you needed to, I think you could just look if a listener wants to try that and let us know, get back to us.
No, I don't really want to know. So later we see this device says produce water, and Ortegas is just thrilled. She's like jumping up and down, and then she opens the door a little. And
well, hold on a second, Dana. Dana, when you were growing up, were you in the Boy Scouts?
Yes.
Well, like, what are the three? She tells about it right there.
Yeah.
But the three survival things, like, what's the number one survival thing? Water, right? So she did the right thing. She tried to figure out what the water. You can live a lot longer without food than you can without water.
Yes.
Right.
Were you a Boy Scout?
Yeah, Dan, I was in Cub Scouts. I never made it to Boy Scouts.
I never did Cub Scouts.
Wait, you just skipped ahead to Boy Scouts? How's that possible?
I was advanced for my age.
So, listeners, one thing is true from this episode. Water's number one.
Yeah.
Food's number two. Shelter's number three.
Yeah.
And then listening to our podcast, number four.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to go. Thank God I've got tapes of the Damn It Jim podcast to listen to. So she opens the door a little and peers out, and she's got like a monocular, and we see the surface looks very inhospitable.
Yeah, that monocular was bad. Maybe it broke in the crash because we were not getting a good view of the surface. It just looked kind of gray and bumpy.
So we go back to the Enterprise where the command team has just finished breakfast, it looked like. There's plates and somebody's pouring coffee. Spock reports that wormholes are notoriously unstable.
I'm sorry, Dan, hold on a second. I didn't catch this part. So she's gone into the wormhole at this point.
Yeah.
They know she's gone into the wormhole and that she's missing.
Yeah.
And they're eating and just hanging out, drinking coffee, having some, I don't know, some Danish maybe.
Well, wait, it's worse than you think.
Oh, okay. Maybe I fell asleep during this part. Okay, go ahead.
So Spock reports that wormholes are notoriously unstable.
Yeah.
And the fact that this one has remained non-variant for the last 46 hours is in itself unique.
Wait, so she's been gone 46 hours at this point?
Yeah, and then to put a finer point on it, Lon says it's been nearly 2 days.
Almost, yeah, 48. In solar days, it's 48 hours. Would you have waited that long? 48 hours, a long time. Wouldn't you just say, well, I think we should probably go?
Yeah, I mean, they've got other stops to make and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, the shuttle's probably worth some money, so they probably need it.
Maybe they were hoping they'd get Beto back. They could stick him on another shuttle to go find her, and he'd get lost too.
They discuss more about the wormhole, and Spock adds that the exit point of the wormhole is essentially unknowable.
I think this is true. I think this part, like, scientifically is true.
It could be anywhere in our galaxy, anywhere in the universe, or hypothetically, even in another universe.
Could the exit to the wormhole, for example, be in our solar system, maybe?
Yeah.
Could it be in Uranus?
Could be.
There's wormholes, which are like the thing that connects two black holes. That's kind of what the thinking is, that the wormhole is this like pathway. That's how you could skip through the universe really quickly, is to go from one black hole and you'd exit another black hole.
So we go back to Erica. She is walking outside the shuttle looking for food. This looks pretty barren. I don't think she's finding any food.
Unless she can eat dirt, I don't think she's eaten.
So then the ground shakes. In the background behind her, there is a large gas giant. I mean, it's like taking up the whole picture.
Right.
And she figures out that the moon will cross into the path of the gas giant.
And so she's worried that it's going to go through the atmosphere of the gas giant or something. Is that what she's worried about?
Something like that, yeah. She figures she's got about 3 hours to find some food and get back to the shuttle.
Like, how does she know that? Archimedes potentially helping her out?
Yeah, math. You and I would be screwed.
Totally screwed.
We'd be like, oh, we got at least like 4 days. Yeah, we're okay.
Where's the nearest bar? That's what I'm looking for.
She continues to scan the area with her monocular, but doesn't see anything. After a moment, she scans her again, and we see something kind of glowing off in like a white light off in the distance.
Yeah.
And she goes, hello, neighbor. This kind of gives her hope. You know, you can see she's got some hope.
She's hoping there's someone alive out there.
Yeah, that she could eat if she needed to.
Yeah.
So on the Enterprise, Spock reports sensor scans are still negative, and Pike looks concerned, and Uhura calls out that Erica is alive, and she picked up a faint mayday from the subspace David Bowie.
It was all garbled, you know?
Yeah, it's Major Tom played backwards. And so
that would be great.
So they play the message, and Spock points out that the message could have been a signal ghost reflected by the event horizon.
What a buzzkill that guy can be sometimes.
What a jerk.
Yeah, total jerk. They're all jerks, Dana. Even Sarek, jerk. Who's the other one? Sarong, jerk.
Surak.
Surak, jerk. What was the half-brother's name again?
Sybok.
He was a good guy. Sybok was a great guy, yeah.
Yeah, and Uhura goes to Pike and suggests they send probes through the wormhole to strengthen Erica's signal.
because I want to get done with this, I'm not even going to say anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, nothing like probing the wormhole to strengthen the signal.
See, now you're joking about it, see? And
This is science, Dan.
Sure, it's just science. It's pure science. Come on, the scientists who came up with black hole and wormhole, they're going to be like, no one's going to believe it. They're just going to laugh when we tell them these are the names we came up with this stuff. Well, how do you know that? Well, they thought Uranus was, we were serious about that one too.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
If they send stuff through a wormhole, the exit could be, Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
How do they know where the probes are going to go?
Well, Dane, I think it's obvious the answer to that question, because they know that if a Greek walks into the tailor's Greek. That's how it goes. I think, to answer your question, somewhat seriously, I think they're hoping that since the wormhole is open and it's stable, they're hoping that anything that goes in is going to come out at the same place that the shuttle did. That's my guess.
Okay. So Pike says, do it.
Do what? Which part? I've already forgotten. Where are we right now?
Send the probes through the wormhole to strengthen Erica's signal. Pike turns back to Una and says, tell Captain Decker we are having an emergency situation.
Wait, Captain Decker? Wasn't that the captain in the original series Doomsday Machine? So you think William Wyndham is in this episode? That'd be great, wouldn't it? If they AI'd that guy? Because he's probably old. He's probably too old to be in the episode.
Yeah, so old he's dead. Yeah.
Okay, so that's another one we can't get on the show.
If we did the seance thing.
I still think we should do the seance, But, okay, so we haven't brought up the seance in maybe 2 years or something. Look, if any of our listeners happen to be mediums.
Or even an extra large. Yeah, those are our biggest listeners. Yeah, so. So he says, we planned a rendezvous with the Constellation on schedule. Do you ever think about the word rendezvous?
It's got to be like French or something, but no, I never really considered it.
It's got a Z right in the middle of it, and then it's, so how's that work? Rendezvous. So maybe it is French.
Well, so if you break down the components, I took French for 2 years in college, so I'm almost fluent, Dan, pretty fluent, Ronde, it comes from the verb ronde, which means to meet. Makes sense, right?
Sure.
Then Ronde means Greek, and vous means tailor. That's what it means, Dana. Boy, I'm stringing this joke along way too long.
There goes our very last listener. So next we see Erica is approaching the rock structure where she saw the light, and it looks like there's a clothesline with fabric or maybe some skin or something on the line.
Yeah, some meat drying maybe, yeah.
So she looks around the cave, and it looks like someone was there. There's like drawings on the walls and stuff, and there's, different things, all around the room.
Right. There's like bowls or eating utensils, maybe something. Yeah. There's stuff there that indicates that somebody or a tailor maybe happened to be living in there.
Most likely a tailor.
Sure.
Yeah. So she looks out as no one is in the cave, and she spies something moving using the monocular again.
Like off in the distance, not in the cave, you're saying.
So it looks like a person that's maybe in rags.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see this thing look up, and it looks like an old Gorn.
Yes. Yeah, it was a Gorn. Yeah.
And Erica about shits herself, and then she moves away, and we see the Gorn come back to the cave, and it's sniffing and grunting around, and she's just like 10 feet away, hiding behind a big boulder.
Well, you would smell her. I mean, she's been a couple days without a shower. She's probably sweating a lot,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And like you said, there was probably some fecal matter needed to be dealt with.
We go back to the Enterprise. La'an reports that they have sent 6 communication probes into the wormhole.
I thought it was a half dozen.
But she says none have returned a signal.
If they get in there deep enough, it's hard to hear back.
Yeah. Uhura suggests sending maybe a dozen more in.
Why not? Shoot Beto with a can and a long string,
Yeah, and we'll be holding onto the other can here. Trust us. So then Spock, ever the purveyor of good news, says the wormhole's aperture is shrinking. So Spock adds, we don't know why it's shrinking, but it could be due to the probes we keep sending into it. Along with Erica's shuttle, which was more than it could handle. So probing it more could cause it to close down completely.
Yeah, that can happen. You overprobe something.
Yeah, I understand that completely.
I have a question about the probes, though, Dana.
Yes.
It's kind of like, this is how I kind of think of it, kind of like a suppository. You do not want to put that in dry, because the aperture will definitely close on your finger and potentially eject the probe,
Yeah. Uhura says, but right now, the wormhole is open. And she says, we can send a retrofitted shuttle through and limit the incursions. Pike sighs and says, I'll authorize it if you can provide me hard data for the success of this plan. Meanwhile, Erica is watching the old Gorn. She says, what I'd give for a phaser. So she looks around the rock again, and she can't see the Gorn. Then she turns back, and the Gorn is like right there and grabs her and lifts her up. And she's like punching it as it lifts her off the ground. And there's like a hole in the ground. And it looks like the Gorn's going to drop her into the hole.
That's what I thought. I thought the Gorn was going to put her in the hole. Like Gorn Golf. I thought it was Gorn Golf, Dana.
Hey, that'd be something. That'd be fun. So the Gorn just like throws her down and grabs this like giant centipede type thing that came out of the hole and then kills it.
It was gross. That was gross, by the way.
Yeah. And so it saved Erica's life because I think she was going to get attacked by this.
She thought the Gorn was going to kill her.
And then the Gorn just walks away. Erica is getting off the ground as we see the Gorn pull this giant centipede thing apart.
The sound of that, Dana, and the visuals, they were just gross, man.
And Erica thinks she's next on the menu. And the Gorn tosses Erica a piece of meat from the centipede, and it looked gross. Then after a minute, she runs forward and grabs the food and says, I'm starving. And so then she bites into it, and is grossed out, but she continues eating. And it's like, oh, the sound. And then there's like stuff like oozing out of it as she eats it.
Can you imagine a centipede, like if they really existed and they were that big?
Yeah, I don't like centipedes anyway. So,
did you ever see those huge spiders? What do they call them? Plate spiders or something like that? They're the size of like a dinner dish. Huge. Look those up.
Yeah, no. No. I have enough problems sleeping at night. So,
well, don't go to Australia. Apparently, they're like all over there.
Remember, we talked about this before. The one shows up on the side of the house, and it's like, bigger than your door.
Yeah.
No, I would never go to that house again. I'd just be like, I'd call the realtor from my phone and go, here, my house is for sale. Here's the address. Whatever you can get for it. That'd be it. Yeah. I'm moving to a country without big fucking spiders.
Well, apparently Australia has like a million things that can kill you, and New Zealand only has one.
So later we see Pike enter the science lab as Spock says Ensign Uhura has an intriguing, if not an orthodox plan. And Uhura explains that Spock is right. A shuttle wouldn't work. So we have to take the Enterprise. through the wormhole.
Dana, they got to jam that big thing into that small aperture?
The orifice that's closing is going to get reopened.
Reminds me of the colonoscopy I had not too long ago.
Spock adds, in addition, Uhura's plan requires we create a stable warp field around the ship.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense. Like you would have to, right?
I thought of that early on, Dan. Yeah. So
why don't they just use the Enterprise with a stable, what was it called again?
warp field, effectively wedging the wormhole orifice open.
See, I was under anesthetic, so whatever they had to do, I guess I didn't care, you know?
So Pike asks, when we're inside this thing, how bad is signal interference? And he says, scan capability needs to be above 60%. We see Uhura's iPad, and that's it. And the thing says scan capability is at 56%.
Yeah.
And she overrides it and raises it up to 61%. And so on the screen in front of Pike, it says 61% probability.
There you go.
And Pike says, okay, let's give it a try. So back to the Gorn and Erica inside the Gorn's cave. Erica says, okay, how about you let me sleep here and I'll fix your leg and you don't eat me. So the Gorn hands her a bowl and Erica looks at the bowl and says, you want me to use this paste? It's ground up crystals, Folgers coffee crystals. So Erica lifts the bandage on the leg and the Gorn screams.
Oh, it looked gross, Dana. It looked gross.
So she backs up and tries again and starts putting on the paste. Later, we see the Gorn toss Erica some food. Erica says, you're welcome. Erica sees a helmet in the cave and asks if the Gorn is a pilot like her. Seemed like a reach.
Yeah, because she doesn't wear a helmet.
So she uses hand signals, and the Gorn seems to understand. So she takes apart the tricorder and turns it into a makeshift translator.
Sure, yeah.
And she starts asking the Gorn questions and says basically it can only tell me yes or no.
It's like the Magic 8-Ball, kind of what she did. She's going to make the Magic 8-Ball in space.
Yeah. She finds out that the Gorn is a pilot and is female. Next, Erica teaches the Gorn how to play chess.
I mean, how long would it take to teach a lizard, Dana, to play chess? It seems like it would take a long freaking time, you know?
Then the Gorn shows her a game, flips out this little piece of cloth.
Could have been skin. It could have been.
And it's got like a design on it and stuff. And
yeah.
Erica figures out that her game was made from animal bones.
Oh, so maybe it was animal skin, the actual game board. Yeah.
So Erica wins that one, and she's like all excited. And because she wins, the Gorn insists she eats the game piece. So Erica pretends to eat this piece of animal bone or whatever it is, and then she puts it in her pocket.
I think I know why they did those scenes there, Dana, but it just seemed unreasonable to me that would be the case.
So the next day, Erica uses the Gorn's technology to set up some kind of device to communicate with the Enterprise. But the Gorn does not seem very enthused about being saved. Erica looks at the Gorn's wound and thinks it is getting worse. The Gorn doesn't want her to fix her leg anymore, and it breaks a rock. Kind of a weird thing. And Erica realizes the Gorn believes that the Gorn, is broken.
What? I just needed the Gorn to start miming at that point. You know?
Oh my God.
Puts on a little beret.
Starts acting like the wind's blowing.
That's all we needed
it's
at this point.
It's in a box, yeah. Erica says, I remember seeing a Gorn ship destroy one of its own because they thought it was weak. She says, so rescue for you is a death sentence.
Yeah.
She says, so what? She says, you'll come with us.
Sure. Just beam the Gorn up. No one's going to have any problems with that, you know?
Show my people who you really are. The friendly Gorn.
Yeah, who plays board games.
Yeah, it's Casper, the friendly Gorn. So Erica keeps pushing, saying, you're not dying. I won't let you. And Erica goes off to find more crystals to put on the Gorn's leg. On the Enterprise, Pike is at the helm. Spock says to navigate through the gravity field, we must be on manual control. So we see them flying into the wormhole, and the ship is shaken. Pike asks, how's our static warp field? And Una says, stable, but the wormhole is exerting increasing gravimetric pressure.
So in other words, the wormhole's really squeezing down on the ship.
Yeah. And Pike replies, well, we are the peach pit stuck in its throat.
Oh, is that what he said? I didn't understand it. And I was like, oh, I could put like the captions on and go back. I was like, oh, shoot. Dana will tell me what he said.
So they get to the other side of the wormhole, and La'an reports there are 396 moons. And La'an says 396 moons will take too long, and Pike orders to start scanning the moons, hoping they'll get lucky.
Because they only have like an hour, 2 hours or something.
Yeah, I think they got like 20 minutes now or something. Yeah, so back on this moon, Erica sees light off in the distance as she's scraping the rock for the minerals. And we see one of the insect creatures crawl out of the rock and starts chasing her.
Oh, yeah. And then don't a bunch of them start chasing too?
Yeah, she runs and turns and uses the flare. Now, I'm guessing the flare ignited like a gas pocket or something, because all of a sudden she gets blown back.
I know, that just, it made no sense, that part, to me.
So I'm thinking it fried the little centipede creatures.
Yeah, they would have been crispy at that point, yeah.
Yeah, but she gets blown back, and close to the cave is where this happens.
Maybe she farted just as she threw it. You know what I mean? And she planned it that way because she's a pilot. She knew that the exhaust would create thrust, and there you go.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the answer.
Because, you know, if you're eating centipede meat, Dana, you got gas. You know that's going to happen.
So then Erica has an idea about the flare. She says, when they collide with the gas giant, the air will be flammable.
What a leap, Dana. Come on.
She says they need to create a giant SOS, but she says the storm will be right on top of them, and that means they'll be exposed to the explosion.
So, in other words, they're going to blow up and burn to death.
So the Gorn agrees, then reveals a thruster pack, and Erica says it's got fuel in it.
How did she know that?
I think there was a line that, said like half full or something, but it was in Gorn, so she just assumed it said half full.
So it's like a gas gauge is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So then Erica sees the heat shield from the Gorn's escape pod, and she thinks she can use that.
How does she even know that that's what that is? It just looked like a big piece of junk metal. I mean, come on. Has she ever seen a Gorn escape pod before?
So after trying to move it, she gives up, and the Gorn lifts her up and helps her. And Erica says, the enemy of my friend is my friend. And the Gorn says, agree.
Okay.
I was getting kind of teary-eyed at this point, Dan. It was a beautiful moment.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Here's my question. So the translator, it must translate everything Ortegas is saying. I mean, the Gorn has to understand everything, but it only translates agree or disagree back?
Yeah.
What?
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, okay.
They get the heat shield over to the front of the cave to protect them. Then Erica sets up the jetpack, and she has to run off and set off manually. The pack flies off into the atmosphere and ignites. On the Enterprise, they see the fire on the moon, and it looks like it's covering the whole planet.
Oh, it's going to burn the entire freaking planet to a cinder, Dana.
Yeah, and Spock says it is an explosion.
Oh, no shit, Spock. An explosion? Really? What?
Well, in case, somebody else on the bridge was just not paying attention. And La'an says only Erica would set a planet on fire to get our attention. Pike sends La'an, I could have sworn he said take a shuttle to pick up Erica.
I think you may have just been thinking he was going to say that, but he didn't. I think he just said, go get her or something like that.
Oh, okay. On the moon, we see La'an with an away team as they move towards the life signs because they can see them on their tricorder.
But apparently you can't see that from the freaking ship.
Because they're in the orifice of the worm hole.
Oh, that's that's exactly right. Yeah. No scanning works there. Yeah.
As they move towards the life signs, Erica emerges from the shelter, and she's kind of like staggering, and she falls down, and the Gorn steps out behind her.
Hey, hold on. Before you get to the climax here, Dana, okay? Wouldn't the freaking tricorder show, one human sign, one Gorn sign? Wouldn't they say, wait, everybody, there might be a Gorn in there,
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And La'an says, Erica, and she fires, hitting the Gorn. Erica starts screaming, asking why. And I mean, La'an doesn't mess around. She fired like 2-3 times.
I mean, she thought the Gorn was attacking her. You can't blame her, really.
Erica starts screaming, asks why. And then she moves past La'an and says, says, there has to be some reason. Where are you? Who's behind this? You hear me?
She's yelling up at the sky, kind of, you know?
Yeah. She says, strange, sparkly thing. I can feel you watching. Now come on and face me. Are you there? What do you want? And so Lon's like, okay, she's, gone around the bend. So let's get her up to the ship. She calls the Enterprise to be beamed up. And just as everyone starts getting beamed up, they all freeze.
In kind of the beam.
The beam, yeah, as they're being demoleculized.
That's a great word. Comes from the Greek.
So the only person moving is Erica. And then a light appears and it kind of moves down towards the planet. And then we see a bald man in like a shiny toga-like thing.
Oh.
And right then I wanted to throw up.
Yeah, I did throw up.
So the person starts speaking. Their voice is both male and female. It's not like multiple voices.
Yeah, I mean, that effect was kind of cool, I thought.
Yeah, I could give a shit at this point. Says, I have taken on this form so that we may more easily communicate. Says, we are the Metrons.
Yeah, when we saw the Metrons the first time in the original series, the Arena, I think was the episode.
Yeah.
I hated them then.
He goes on that they've been here forever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They're curious about two barbaric species, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if they were put together?
What if you needed a garment cleaned? Would you go to a Greek? Repaired, not cleaned. The garment does not need to be cleaned, as far as we know. I mean, maybe it does. We'll find out next week if anyone calls and asks us to tell the rest of the show.
Wow.
Okay. It says some other things, and then what else, Dana? What happens?
It says the Gorn was lonely, and you managed to work past your pain and trauma. It says, there is hope for your two species. Erica says, well, pardon me for saying, but I don't care what you think. And the Metron says, the violent reaction of your fellow human has given us much to consider. So there's a complete flip-flop here in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle of, you haven't even gone to a second paragraph. It's like in the same part of the speech, yeah.
Yeah, and we need more data to determine if the human and the Gorn will ever find peace. And he goes, you are not ready to meet us. Well, you just met.
Yeah, exactly.
And he goes, oh, I got to fix this. So you will not remember me.
God, I wish I didn't remember this episode.
And he goes, and I was thinking, yeah, thank God. All she'd remember is he wouldn't shut the fuck up. And so,
But she won't remember the Metron or what the Metron said about the relationship with the humans and the Gorn and how they're not ready to meet the Metrons yet and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I probably went on more than I needed.
Yes, you did.
As I do every week.
No, Dan, never. So then Erica and the Way team all get beamed up. So later in Erica's quarters.
Oh, God, we're not done yet, Dana? I thought that would be it.
Uhura rings the doorbell and she comes in and Uhura hugs her and says, you smell.
Uhura said it to Ortegas.
Ortegas, because Ortegas is still in the same clothes she had on the planet.
Yeah.
And Uhura says, what you had to face? And Erica replies, she was my friend. And then she says, La'an is my friend too.
When she was saying these things, all I could think of was a little kid who had two thoughts about something but couldn't quite get them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not an adult trying to figure out how am I going to process this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was not an adult in the writing room, apparently. So Uhura says, they both wanted to protect you.
So the Gorn and La'an.
Ortega says, what do I do? And Uhura responds, you remember her. And then gives her a hug and then leaves. And Erica looks at the game piece that the Gorn had told her to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And Dan, that's how this episode ends.
Dana, you have something to tell us about this episode.
Yeah, Dan. I don't know if everybody's familiar with what a gas giant is. So I talked to our professor of astronomy.
Oh, not gastroenterology.
No, that's a different gas giant. But I talked to our professor of astronomy, and he said a gas giant is a large planet composed primarily of hydrogen and helium.
Wow.
Which lacks a solid, well-defined surface. In our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn are classified as gas giants, while Uranus and Neptune are now more accurately classified as ice giants due to their higher concentration of heavier volatile substances like water, methane, and ammonia.
Well, that makes sense, that especially for Uranus, that there's some kind of solid core.
Yeah, and it smells like ammonia.
You know what, Dana? Those jokes are so good every time we tell them. They're just so good.
Okay, Dan, do you have a note for us on this episode?
Yeah, Dana, we hear the term 5x5 in the episode, and 5x5 is a phrase that originated from aeronautic and military radio communications in the early 20th century, with 5 being the highest quality. So 5x5 means a perfectly clear and strong signal. 5x5 came into general use by pilots as another way of saying loud and clear or all is well, because apparently it was too hard to say loud and clear. Dana, what about a theme or dilemma for this episode?
Dan, the only thing I could think of is being able to work through your prejudices and fears to work together. In our daily lives, we have to work with people sometimes that we don't like or we're not as fond of, and we have to set that stuff aside to get something accomplished. Do you have anything for themes and dilemmas, Dan?
Dana, it might be kind of similar. I kind of saw the Gorn, instead of being Gorn, as being maybe a metaphor for someone not like us. So how is it that we can find our common humanity, even in those we consider, or maybe have been programmed to consider, to be our enemies? Dana, what do you think Kirk would do in this situation?
Kirk would have continued searching for his crew member until the very last possible moment, similar to what Pike was going to do. What about you, Dan? What do you think Kirk would have done?
I think Kirk would have found a way to save the Gorn, like he did in the episode Arena. Dana, how about if we move on to best and worst?
Yeah, I'd love to, Dan.
What do you have for a best part, Dana?
We talked about this a little bit. The bugs that attacked were nasty and creepy and really kind of a good villain. How about you? You got a best part for us, Dan?
I did like that the episode focused on Ortegas. We not only learn about the character, but we get to see actor Melissa Navia do what she does best. How about another best part for you, Dana?
The special effects for the Enterprise entering the wormhole, I thought were good. Kept me more engaged. Do you have another best part for us, Dan?
Yeah, well, I think it, in reality, would have taken much longer for the Gorn and Ortegas to learn to trust each other. I do like the relationship that eventually develops between them. Dana, what about a worst part for you?
The Metrons? Really? Can these writers not think of anything original? I mean, the whole freaking story is like something we've seen before. Why the Metrons? While I'm at it, why the Gorn? Do you have a worst part, Dan?
Yeah, the amount of time to learn chess and the Gorn game seems wasted when they needed to find a way to just survive. What about another worst part for you?
Dan kind of covered this already, but we've seen this story several times in movies and TV shows. And it's, how do I get along with my enemy? We've seen movies where two soldiers meet on the battlefield, and there's the movie Enemy Mine.
Right.
This is done. Dan, do you have another worst part for us?
How did the crew know where to beam down when they rescued Erica? And if they knew where to beam down, why couldn't they just beam her up? I mean, there are just so many unanswered questions in this episode, Dana. Dana, how about if we move on to the counts?
Love to.
How about talking too much?
Just one for me, Dan, and that was the Metron. He just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I totally agree, Dana.
That brings us up to 24.
How about a dead crewman count? Did Beto die?
No.
Oh.
There was none, so we are at 18.5.
Shedding tears.
Now, I kind of stopped caring towards the end of the show. So, did Uhura cry?
When she first thought Ortegas was dead, I think so.
Okay, so that will put us up to 36.
Rip shirts, no shirts, who's showing skin?
So I have 0, so we are still at 19.
All right. How about the Supreme Being count, Dana?
I remember way back when we counted the Metrons as Supreme Beings. So once again, they're annoying Supreme Beings.
They're supremely annoying.
Yeah, there you go. We should change the Supreme Being count to Supremely Annoying Character.
Oh my God, we'd have a lot in this count, Dana. A lot.
Just from this season. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one that takes us up to a whopping 5, Dan.
All right. How about taking over the Enterprise?
In the long run, nobody really did. So we are still at 6.
And then fights.
I have 0, and we are still at 31.
Log drops, Dana.
We had 2. They were both by Ortegas. So that brings us up to 35.
And then Dana, finally, Pike cooking.
We didn't see it, Dan, but Pike served Gorn ribs later on in the show. And, no, there was no Pike cooking this week, so we are still at 17.
All right. Well, Dana, what are your final thoughts about this episode?
Dan, it's another episode I didn't hate, but I also didn't love. I thought there were some cool things in it, some really good special effects, as I mentioned. And the story is kind of compelling, how this was going to work out. But it just seems like I've seen this story many, many times in the past, including on Star Trek. So while the experience helps Erica Ortegas grow beyond her fear of the Gorn, at times the concept seems poorly played out. Not to mention, the Gorn saves her life and treats her well, and it really hardly seemed like an aggressive species. So if not for the interactions with the crew on the Enterprise, this would have started to drag on.
It did.
Then the story of Uhura trying to come up with a solution, that seems to me to be a bit of a stretch because there's got to be better people on the ship that can do that kind of thing, like Spock, Scotty, Pelia, Una, Pike, anybody in engineering,
Right.
Not to take anything away from Uhura, but I mean, that's not really her job. It's a nice story, well done overall, but I was hoping for something more, not this Metron Gorn retread. Dan, do you have any final thoughts on this?
Yeah, Dana, I thought this was another kind of middle-of-the-road episode in Season 3. Melissa Navia does a great job in what is essentially a solo performance. I'm glad to see the writers chose Ortegas to interact with the Gorn rather than La'an. And it seems clear to me that the producers and writers are setting up a new series that will come after Strange New Worlds by incorporating plot lines from the original series. I'm okay with messing with Star Trek canon when necessary, and sometimes it's done in elegant ways. For example, even though Pike talked a lot about it in first season, his knowing that he will have some tragedy that stops him from remaining captain of the Enterprise is pretty compelling. But it's also done in some very clumsy ways at times, like the Metron erasing Ortegas' memory so that Kirk has no clue about the Metrons when he meets the Gorn in, the Arena episode. So sometimes it's just very awkward. I like that the Gorn gets killed at the end because it does make the episode more poignant. Overall, Dana, again, not a great episode, not a horrible episode. But what I do see happening is that we're setting up what's going to end up being a major conflict between the Gorn, the Enterprise crew, and probably the entire Federation to be a central piece that moves the series forward. Anyway, Dana, those are my thoughts.
Okay, Dan, good thoughts on the episode. What do we have for next week?
Dana, next week is the last episode in Season 3 called New Life and New Civilizations. Dana, even though the episode wasn't great, I still had a great time talking about Star Trek. Again, if anyone wants to hear that joke about the Greeks, or it's a tailor, actually. We need to make that clear. But it is a Greek tailor. That's also part of, you got to understand that. Anyway, if you want to hear that, you got to call the Damn It Jim hotline, 509-676-6298, and tell us you want to hear the rest of that joke.
Well, thanks, Dan. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of phone calls asking to hear the rest of that joke. So it's always great to get together with you and talk about Star Trek. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.
Thanks once again for listening to Damn It Jim, the podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com or join the discussion on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You can also reach us at the Damn It Jim hotline at 509-676-6298. This podcast was produced by Dan Calzaretta and Dana Smith for Ramble Jar Productions. Editing by Dan Calzaretta. If you would like to be a Damn It Jim sponsor, please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your week, and remember to live long and prosper.